Hello everyone, my name is Jed, so let's talk about dopamine. Dopamine is so dope. Alright, have you ever felt addicted to something, whether it be your phone, video games, or junk food? Or have you ever felt unmotivated, whether it's doing a project or doing some errands? Well, that's called procrastination, by the way. All of that is related to the topic of dopamine. So let's delve into what it is, what's the importance of it, and how we can avoid letting it take control of your life, because at one point, I let it ruin mine. Hey guys, so in that cinematic scene, I portray a little bit of how someone with an overdose of dopamine can look like, and it's different for everybody. But in case you're wondering, dopamine can be defined as a neurotransmitter, a chemical passed between neurons, kind of like how we used to pass notes in school to show a picture to everybody in class. I'm sure nobody does that anymore because we all have cell phones and we can just text the memes now. Ha! Millennials, always texting. But yes, through this, the brain processes information and direct behavior. Dopamine also helps a person function properly, especially in the center of the brain called the mesolimbic reward pathway. This pathway helps us control our response to rewards, whether it be finishing books, food, evolving your starter Pokemon to the third evolution before reaching the first gym. I mean, it feels so good. Also, dopamine travels from this pathway to other parts of the brain that shape our memory, reactions, expectations, and emotions. It's also known as the feel-good neurotransmitter. So help me feel good by liking this video. Dopamine. So yes, we know what dopamine is and what's the importance of it, but how can it destroy you? Well, if you think about it, dopamine is ultimately defining your choices. Have you ever procrastinated in your life? Or have you ever ran a marathon on Netflix? I know I have. Well, the reason why you've ever binge-watched a show or binged on eating ice cream is because you let the chemical called dopamine take control of that choice because of something called instant gratification. We love the rewards these activities give because it feels good until it becomes a bad habit. It's a craving that can actually negatively affect other parts of your life. And you'll see what I mean when I talk about my own life towards the end of this video. Extreme examples of this is drugs, porn, and gambling. It's come to the point where we do that dopamine high activity so often that we become numb to that habit and we dig a deeper hole in that certain addiction. And what's even worse is that we live in a society that glorifies in these problems. It's a society where it shoves McDonald's towards you or shoves a phone in your face to the point where you feel satisfaction constantly, but then there's that feeling of emptiness. It becomes a cycle of the consumption mindset where we constantly want instant gratification. That's why we go to the easy things in life. I've heard our generation being called the microwave generation because we want things in a minute or less. This actually reminds me of a time when I was playing Smash Bros with a friend of mine and we kept saying, one more match, and the next thing I know, we've missed 30 minutes of a wedding that we're supposed to attend, and I really hope that they don't see this video. Wow. But in reality, if we're going to talk about how to stop pumping yourself up with that instant dopamine, you have to realize that dopamine is not something that you can one day fast from or get rid of. I know there was a time where everyone was claiming to do these dopamine detoxes, whether it be 1 day or 1 month, but a true, real dopamine fast would be me sitting in a room, staring at the wall, being a potato because literally anything you do can induce dopamine. If you read a book, dopamine. You go for a walk, dopamine. You have a thought, dopamine. After reading a few articles, a dopamine fast isn't true science. But that's not to say it's not helpful at all. On the contrary, let's just call it a dopamine vacation because these detoxes and fasts prove to be beneficial when changing a person's addiction towards these empty dopamine rewards. You know, there used to be a time where someone can sit down for hours focused on one task. Back then, there were times where I found myself always consuming and never creating or progressing. So to reset my mind, I had to create an environment to stop myself from doing these short-term activities that release so much dopamine. If you're addicted to your phone, uninstall the apps that keep you on it. Or if you're addicted to games, tell a friend to hold on to them for a week. You know, it's awesome because I have so many friends on Facebook. But seriously, if you're addicted to porn, have an accountability partner. You can even increase your dopamine levels by doing things like eating more protein, sleeping, exercising, having sunlight, taking cold showers, touching people. Well, maybe not touch people right now because, yeah, don't touch people, please. But remember, a one-day detox may help, but I guarantee you it won't change your life. It takes 21 days to make a habit and 90 days to make it a lifestyle. So strive to do the harder things, whether it be going to the gym for the gains or reading a book to gain knowledge. Delayed gratification has way more benefits and it gives a sense of accomplishment that will add more meaning to your life. And if you want to make the harder things easier to do, make that option the only one available. People tend to take the path of least resistance, but if it's the only option, then you really have no choice. Dopamine for me has always been a constant addiction. I used to go to those high dopamine, no reward activities. One of my most memorable times was when I did a 7-day fast. And along with that fast, I did a 3-day media fast. So all I did was drink water and walk around my house. Afterwards, I did feel a shift in me, but it was only a matter of time before I went back to my old ways. I was distracted at work, I was playing Clash Royale for 8 hours straight, or I was watching YouTube videos from this one to the next video, to the next video, to the next video, in a never-ending spiral of videos. Wow! This video has some really good points. Alright. Wow. Okay. Alright. Alright, get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Okay. I'll fix that. Anyways, I know this doesn't work for everyone, but it wasn't until I made a whole bunch of New Year's resolutions that I truly changed. I promised I would stop playing phone games, I would make a routine that works, and I built up better habits that I could do every day. But you don't have to wait until New Year's to start this dopamine detox or vacation. You can wake up tomorrow and start anew. Start the fast, but make sure that all the healthy habits and changes that you made will be implemented in your lifestyle. Also, find your goals and track them. I made a whole bunch of goals that I wanted to do, and I gave them deadlines to make sure that I complete them. But time is slowly passing and we're only getting older. And oftentimes we take our lives for granted. So yes, you can start tomorrow, but if you're watching this video, remember there is no time like the present. Today is the day, and we can start right here and right now. So thank you so much for watching. Comment down below how dopamine affected you, whether positive or negative, and like this video, hit subscribe and the notification bell, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace! Ready?
Okay, stop it.